we write this actually explaining degree of relationships, bracket type. So especially degree 1 unary, degree 2 binary, degree 3 ternary, and higher level. Those are required to verify the degree of something like realization of the different relationships. Unary, one type only, but because when you talk about relationship, we actually have two entities. So you know, in that case, you have actually two lines connected to a single diamond, connected to a single entity type rectangle, and the diamond has the name, which is the name of the relationship. And then it also shows you that that relationship is connected with only one entity type. And binary, go to the normal one. Two rectangles connected by diamonds with the name in. It's a normal relationship between two entity types. Which means those two entity types are related violently. And ternary relationship, again, diamonds, 1, 2, 3. 3 lines connecting 3 rectangles, always different names, which means this relationship connects the 3 entity types. If you have degree 4, and another one. If you have even more, I don't know how to realize it. Quite hard, but it's very rare to see that kind of relationship. So normally it should be sufficient. I don't think you will have anything more than 3. And it's probably quite common if you have 3, but I don't have anything more than 3. Okay. A little bit practice. The degree of the relationship, one computer is connected with another computer. So by connected you mean either Wi-Fi directly, Wi-Fi, whatsoever. If you want to represent this relationship, what is the degree of this relationship? Computer connecting this computer. Yes, unary because both computers at both sides belong to computer entity type, so you only have one type more. So the 3 is 1. Okay, if you know that, you should go to all the others. The next one we want to talk about is, we talk about entity types. Normally contains a lot of attributes, and the attributes actually having the same attribute is the way how we classify things into classify different entities into entity type. But actually relationship can't have attributes at all. So think about this relationship. So if I supervise some student doing some project in a particular year, so this information about when does not seem to be captured by any of those blocks or the diamonds. And this year seems to be about the relationship itself rather than about me or about the student or about the project. Because I could supervise multiple students, multiple projects. A student could, in principle, have been working with multiple academics on multiple projects. Although we are talking about final year projects, probably which is less really the case, because this may be moved to students, but then you are talking about a particular final year project of students. But if we see twice, then it's probably so you can receive with different rewards. So the year is really better about the relationship. So in that case, if you think, okay, wait a moment. You said entities are about physical objects and conceptual objects. So does this mean relationship is also conceptual objects in this case particularly, because they do have access. Yeah, relationship is something, it's also some object in some sense. Yes, you are right. When you actually have attributes, particularly for relationship, it became the boundary between entity and entities and relations became blurred. And you found it's like entity in some sense because it has its own entity, because the identity like this the individual thing, although it's linking some other things together, but itself is something which you can consider as object, and it has attributes as well. So in that case, what you can do is you simply call it or convert it to something called associative entity type, which has a special entity type which basically covers the relationship. And the word associative basically means a particular entity type, which actually is normally a relationship, is linking, associate different entity types together. And to represent such kind of hybrid entity and relationship stuff, you use both the diamond for relationship, right? And rectangle represents entity type, right? Use both, you are actually talking about something is both entity type and relationship, and which is called associative entity type. By doing that, and you will see that for this specific case, you actually have a ternary relationship before linking three entity types, and by converting the single one actually into a kind of entity type as well, you actually convert the ternary relationship into one associative entity type plus 1, 2, 3 binary relationships. So this means you can consider this as an entity, and this one has binary relation with project, and this one has binary relation with student, and this one has binary relationship with them. The good thing you see here is you reduce the degree by 1, although you increase the number of the lower degree relationships, which is very good, and you will see later, because lower degree stuff are always easier to handle. You don't have to do that, but this is something recommended, which I will repeat later. Okay, another complicated part comes. For relationships, the most complicated things are about super constraints. There are two types of constraints. So one thing is called cardinality constraints, the other is called participation constraints. Although there are two, but I put them together because actually they are like the same thing. They also have different names. Cardinality is also called maximum entity cardinality, and participation is also called minimal cardinality. What they actually mean? They mean this. So let's probably use a simple example on board. What that means, you have A, entity type A connected with B, where relationship R. What actually the cardinality and participation constraints actually defines, it actually tells you one instance or one entity in A, how many entities from B can have a relationship with that particular entity in A. Minimum how many and maximum how many. The maximum defines cardinality constraint, and the minimum defines additivity constraint. Of course, because you have two sides normally of the relationship for binary case, you have the minimum and maximum from A, you also have maximum and minimum from B. They are not necessarily matched. Okay? So this is roughly what cardinality and addition actually means. So then what you probably wonder why actually we have to use both minimum and maximum. Does maximum already does most of the things we need? Then you should think about what minimum actually could make difference. If minimum equals to 0, minimum equals to 0 means very specifically, which means you don't have to participate at all. So A, let's say, that is a dummy. 24. This is the entity. There's actually no particular way of representing entities because we only focus on abstract things. 24 is an entity in academic entity time. So let's say B is project. The minimum equals to 0 basically means 24 as an entity in entity time academic is not necessary. It has to have a link with anything in the project. Translated to more normal language we use, it says not every single academic must propose projects to students because it's head of department. So has other more responsibilities to be exempt from being employed. So this makes a difference because 0 means something very special, which means is this relationship compulsory or optional for entities in academic department. This is why actually minimum and maximum have this. And this is also why you see should in minimal, because we talk about minimal, we mean should. And then for the maximal, we talk about can, which means you can propose 2. Okay, nothing from you propose 1. You can propose 1, but if you only propose 1, it's fine. But you must propose at least 1 project, then which will make it compulsory. But exactly, you must propose 0 projects, which means you don't have it. It makes difference. Okay. And if that is clearer, now the next thing is, because we have 2 entity types for binary relationship, so we will have 2 maximal and 2 minimal, right? Because from one side, academic, so each academic or each entity in academic entity type can propose minimal how many projects, maximal how many projects. From this side, project, one entity in project entity type can be proposed minimal by how many academic 0 and up to how many academic. Normally 1, could be 2, currently in the past is 1, and currently still 1. So, and then this means actually when we talk about the relationship, we are actually talking about true actually cardinality, even if we talk about only maximum and minimum. So let's focus on the maximum first. And remember the maximum cardinality also called cardinality constraint. That means one academic can maximum propose how many projects? Okay, one academic, many, right? You can propose many, nothing prevents you from proposing many. One academic, use English word, one academic can propose many projects, The other side, one project can be proposed by maximum one semi. Okay? So we are talking about maximum cardinality. So then if you want to describe the relationship using a simpler way, so we can use something called cardinality ratios or maximum cardinalities, which basically means the two cardinality constraints which you have. So in this case, one to many. In the other case, one to one. But to describe the relationship. And because you have two directions, and normally you use the one with a large value to describe the relationship. Because think about the one-to-one, which is not really representing what actually the core of the relationship. But the one-to-many, in this case, academic can propose many projects, actually comes more information about multiple projects in the box. So then you normally, in this case, you normally say one-to-many. So this is one academic proposal. Many projects, and the other side, which is actually one-to-one. And if you allow one academic propose many projects, and if you allow one project to be proposed by many academics, which means you will allow joint supervision, joint projects by two supervisors or even three instances. Then you will see this relationship became from this side to that side one to many, from this side to this side many, also one to many, but they swap the order. In that case, we call many, combine both directions. It means actually every single one, this one will go to many, and that one will go to many as well. So this is how we normally call a relationship. And for the one to many and many to one, of course, it depends on which direction you are talking about. But they are largely the same if you don't care about the direction. And the one-to-one is normally more relatively less seen, but it actually just means that one academic, if you apply it to this particular relationship, one academic can only propose one project, which is not the case. But if you want to apply that, it's also still possible. And one project can only be supervised by one academic. But what actually are the maximum cardinalities actually are based on the application rules. What actually are your applications? What actually are the rules behind your data? Some for example, one-to-one office and academic. If one academic can only have one office, and if one office can only be allocated to maximum one academic. One-to-many, we have a couple of lots, and here we use the PhD students case as well. So one supervisor can have many students, and one student can have at least two supervisors. Minimum of two actually. Maximum I think 3 or 4 even is possible. I'm talking about the principal, sorry. Principal only. So it's because it's supervisor can have many students, and can be principal supervisor of many students, and the student can only have one. And many actually is the kind of majority of the relationship. It's not a majority, actually very common. So academic teach modules, or student take module, and supervisor supervise students, and many others. So one more example regarding how you can identify the cardinality constraint using something a bit different. This is probably something you see in the mathematics module. When we talk about the entity type, this different visualization, which is actually more to maximize the rate of doing stack. Entity type represents stack A, we have a number of entities as black dots. Another entity type B, we have a number of black dots as entities as well. And then the relationship is the stack of the actually relation between the two sets. This dot, this dot, this dot, this dot, this is that, this is that. This then form a set of 4 elements, which is the relationship type. And then you have 4 relationship instances. And then in here, if you look at the maximal cardinality, one entity can map to more than one, and one entity here can only be mapped to maximum one, as is as shown in the current instance of this data. So this actually, you can count how many of the lines which could originate from a single entity, from one set, from each side of the relationship. So you will find the maximum and the minimum here. So the minimum will be 0. This one does not need to have any relationship. This one does not have any relationship, which means 0 is minimum, and 2 is maximum from left-hand side, and 1 is maximum from right-hand side. And then in this case, then you will see this is one to many. One to many. Of course, the other round is 1 to 1, but another round is 1 to many. Okay, a quick exercise. Cardinality ratios of student-module relationship. So you, not PhD student, but please don't take any module. We talk about anywhere dynamics. Students, think about you, yourself, take module. What are the relationships? So regarding the direction, thinking from students towards module. Management. From student to module, every single student can, actually should, take more than one module. The other side, each module can be taken by multiple students. So one to many, so many to many. And MN means many. Yeah.
If you're referring to one student, would that be one to many?
Pardon?
If you refer to one student, shouldn't that be one to many?
You are talking about actually the whole relationship from both sides. Because when you talk about one to many, you talk about one to many is one direction and one to one is the other direction. So combine them, you call it one to many, because you cannot say one to one because one to one is simpler than one to many. But when you have one to many and one to many, both directions, you call it many to many. So that you make it clear what you mean. But if you are not sure, you simply say, okay, come on, I don't like this concept. I tell you, minimal cardinality from one side is this, 2 numbers, and the minimum and maximum cardinality from the other side is 2 numbers. Forget what by many or too many means. I don't like that first. Perfect fine. I tell you that's that. Right? Another one, mother-child. Now think about mother, what that means. It's not a woman. Think about child is okay, but mother is not a woman. Okay, yes, good. single mother can have many children, but one children can have only one mother. Another one, parent, child. Does this make a difference? Or maybe not. Yes, congratulations. Yeah, because every single child can have two biological parents. If you consider more like adopted or some other kind of parentship, even. Okay. And realization. Realization is a small thing which actually I was mentioning without very complicated. Rectangle, one entity type, another rectangle, another entity type, diamond in the middle as a relationship, and two lines linking the diamond with the two rectangles. And then cardinality constraint means the maximal cardinality. And you have two from each side. And then you have two numbers. Now you need to put onto your ER diagram such that you have conveyed the information about the constraints and where to put the two figures, looking from one side to the other. And we just see one academic can propose many projects, put something to the other side, because it follows the English sentence. One academic can relate to multiple projects. And then this is something called cross-foot notation, which basically gives you three branches, which means many. It just indicates many. Similarly, the other way around, project. One project is proposed by one project, or one academic, and one means only one, so it is a fact. So you put one, this is one, this bar, which means one, to the other side. So the only trick here is, remember, the maximal cardinality of one side is marked on the other side, because you read that way. And you talk about one thing in one side that corresponds to how many in the other side. This is a trick which needs practice. It's not really complicated. You either do this way or the other way around. Both will cause a bit confusion, but I think this is probably more understandable. Okay. Then we move on to participation constraint. Participation constraint means minimum. I have said already. And again, we do the same. So if the minimum is 1, which means every single entity must at least relate to one entity here. That means this is total participation, right? Everyone must have at least one relationship instance with something in the other entity, right? Which is total, but everyone has to have something. If it's 0, which is partial, because 0 means one entity in here can have 0 link with something in there, which means you don't have it. Which means somebody else will have it, but you don't have it. So which is mandatory or optional, either way. Okay. And realization, remember this one, maximum, which I just explained, and these three small bars, crossfoot, we also mentioned maximum. And what you add is simply this small circle and another bar represent minimum of participation constraint or minimum current energy constraint. And you follow the same direction. Look from left-hand side. Each academic should propose 0 projects. Circle, 0. 0, optional. Optional, all. Okay. The other side, 1 project must have at least 1 academic. Minimum. So another bar. 1. 100%. Okay. Total participation. A bit more explanation. So total participation means every project must participate in the relationship, must have a link, must be proposed, blah, blah, blah. And all accumulate all the pairs, academic projects, and you found every project must be there at least once. This is total participation, which means you cannot escape. And partial, that means not, regulates that not every academic must be there. Because you don't have to. And if you look at this set-based representation of the entity type and relationships, you will see optional from this set because this one does not participate. Compulsory from here because everybody is participating. So this is probably quite clear as well. If you have certain mapping from entity type A to entity type B as sets and look at the relationship as a set as well. Quick exercise again. Participation constraint of the entity type student in the student module relationship is student module. Yes, total. So every of you must attend at least one module, otherwise you are withdrawing. Let's check if this one is problematical. So another one is about module. So think about you finish students and think about module. From module side, this module's participation total of 100. So this means that every module participates in the report. Modules. Oh yeah. So you did think about the optional module, and yeah, optional modules mean that nobody has interest, so it won't participate. Okay. Another one, mother in mother child. Mother is mother child. Yes, so every mother must participate, otherwise it's not an entity of the entity type. Child, the other side. Yes, it's total and swap. So one thing to remind you, if you use the stat-based method to list all the instances of entity and also all the relationships, pay attention to actually the incompleteness of that one, because you are only looking at a particular case at a particular time. So things may change, which means maximal and minimal and may not be represented from that. So don't over depend on that. Put them together. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, a number of different ways of representing the constraints, maximal and minimal cardinalities. And come back to the ternaries. Remember for the ternary, we were recommending that you convert the relationship into an associative entity type, which then breaks the ternary relationship into 3 binary relationships. And the benefit is clear here, because you can only talk about the maximum and the minimum cardinality for binary relationship. If you want to describe these application rules, you need to do that. So one family can supervise multiple students and multiple projects, but don't have to, and so on. So I will not explain this, so you probably can do this out. One last concept is about so-called strong and weak entity types. They are not that complicated, so what they mean is some entity types cannot exist without others. Then the one depending on others is called weak, and the one basically deciding the other's existence is called strong. The difference is weak ones use double line, rectangle, and the relationship between the strong and the weak is called identifying relationship, which means actually the strong can help to identify the weak one. And there are some specs like these kind of relationship normally one to many, because the strong normally one can determine many weak ones. It's not only the case, but it's often. And also the participation is normally actually total from the weak side.